This is The Scoop for Wednesday.
I'm Megan Bowman with the WMNF News headline. A storm of public comments were aimed at Bridget Ziegler during a Sarasota School Board meeting yesterday, the Sarasota Herald-Tribune reports. But she wasn't there. Commenters said the board member exhibited predatory behavior and that her conduct was unethical and unfit for someone holding office. Last week, details about Ziegler and her husband's hunt for sexual partners at bars was released. In December, the school board passed a resolution calling for the Moms for Liberty founder to resign. A pro-Palestine demonstration at the University of South Florida resulted in 13 arrests last month. As WMNF's Chris Young reports, activists rallied outside a Tampa courthouse demanding charges be dropped on Tuesday.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, these charges have got to go.
Hey, ho, ho, these charges have
Dozens of protesters waved signs and rallied outside of the Edgecombe Courthouse in downtown Tampa. They're advocating for the courts to drop charges for those arrested during the protest at the USF Tampa campus. The Tampa Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression put the event together. Joseph Nohava is one of the organizers.
Ron DeSantis doesn't like what they have to say about what's going on in Palestine, and so he's acting through his, puppet, Susie Lopez, to charge, innocent people for speaking out using their First Amendment rights.
Simon Rowe spoke at the rally. Rowe is one of the 13 arrested and faces a charge of trespassing.
Legally, I have pled not guilty. The state offered me a misdemeanor intervention program, and they are still offering it until June 26th.
Rowe says it's been a stressful and nervous time. USF President Ray Allah issued a statement last month saying that the protest was unlawful and not peaceful, adding protesters were given several warnings before being arrested. For WMNF News, I'm Chris Young in Tampa.
Citizens' property insurance policies topped 1.2 million last week, but that number will likely decrease as customers move to private insurers. 3 companies are approved to assume policies from Citizens this week. It's part of what's known as a depopulation program. Citizens, created as an insurer of last resort, is the state's largest carrier in recent years as private companies dropped policies and raised rates because of financial problems. And state leaders want to reduce the size of it, partly because of financial risks if Florida gets hit by a major hurricane. Florida State University's lawsuit against the Atlantic Coast Conference is scheduled for a day-long hearing next month. It gives the school another chance to convince a Leon County judge the case should proceed. The lawsuit is centered on media rights and could end with FSU leaving the athletic conference. The hearing will focus in part on the issue of personal jurisdiction, or whether the lawsuit could be brought in Florida against the North Carolina-based conference. The June hearing will also address the conference's motion to dismiss. FSU filed the case in December, challenging the more than $500 million in penalties to exit the conference. But the day before the Leon County case was filed, the ACC filed a lawsuit in North Carolina against FSU about many of the same issues. In an amended complaint, FSU attorneys say the potential exit cost was, quote, contrived as a punitive penalty to prevent member schools from exercising their right to leave the conference. The Florida Attorney General also filed a lawsuit last month accusing the conference of violating the state's public record laws by refusing to hand over media rights contracts that are a critical element of the dispute. I'm Megan Bowman with the WMNF News headline.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.